What is going on, Strive family? We are back again with another YouTube tutorial. This one we are going to strictly do the beard fade, and we are going to enhancement and throw some enhancements in there. So here we go. I like to first start by brushing out the beard, and then I will obviously spray some either water or a sea salt spray into the hair and kind of brush it out and see what's really going on. So as we see here, we will shield the eye area because I forgot to do that the other side. I kind of got him in the eyes. He was like 10 minutes late, so just kidding. All right, so boom. So we're gonna blow dry the hair down. I like to use my round brush, really kind of get in there, pull the hairs, out of the beard, and really get see what the beard is really truly looking like. He was here about probably a week or two. So this is about a week and a half or maybe 2 weeks of growth. This Pacinos brush, I really like it. I use the black ice, and this Pacinos brush I just got put on with Pacinos, and the bristles are stronger than the black ice, so I like it because it really grabs the hair. Don't forget my promo code J.Strives 15 on all Pacinos orders. So we're gonna go around the ear, bald it out. He books just a edge up and beard trim, and I always, if they're bald, I go around the ears. If I got extra time, I'll clear the head off. But I like to start with a rough draft of outlining. So we'll clean up, anything that he might have missed, and really get the top area nice and tight, so that way the beard, I see what I want to, fade. So this is like my rough draft, and we will outline the beard. Like to make it nice and sharp, and then I'll turn them into the mirror and brush down that mustache, and we will go over the top of the lip first and get a nice clean line above the lip, and we'll flip over the trimmers and get a nice clean line under the nose. Again, this is how I like to do it. I like to, get my rough draft of how I want it, anything really. It's a rough draft and a final copy. So again, we jump over to the other side. What you do to one side, you do to the other. For me, that's how I look at every haircut. I think it keeps me on track. Yeah, maybe I jump around a little bit, from one side of the chair to the other. But I just feel like it keeps me from making less mistakes. So I like to keep them in the mirror for this. Like I always check my work multiple times throughout the haircut. Boom. So here we go. Tickled his nose a little bit. Sorry. So boom, we got a rough draft. Now, what I also like to do is throw some a rough draft enhancement line. So boom, we're gonna put the line, fill in the beard a little bit roughly where we want it on his right side. And that little thing that I'm using, I got with a fiber. I got that with a fiber thing back in the day. So I like to throw a faint line on the other side, then check my mirror to make sure that it's even before I go spraying it darker. So we will spray this on, and then I will grab my razor and just kind of rough draft another line. Oh, sorry. I'll blow dry it to make sure that it stays dry. Sorry. So it dries up as good as it can, because again I lay him back under a hot towel, and we will get to that here momentarily. So so the reason why I like to do this is so that way when I have him laid back after the hot towel, I have my lines where I want them, and then I will do a final copy, tweaking anything while he's laid back. Alright, so that looks nice and clean. We'll get the ash line off of there. And now we will start the fading process. I come, at least for this time, I went from the bottom of the ear with the clipper closed, getting up into that, trimmer, because obviously we hit it with the trimmers first. And like I said, this is about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks of growth. This beard kind of grows slower, so um, it wasn't a bunch of work that I had to do for this cut. So, and we're growing it out. So obviously all my fading and blending is all happening in the ear to jawline area. So we're going to make sure that that line is nice and sharp the way we want it. We're going to do the same thing to the other side, bottom of the ear, hit the clipper closed, start fading in. And, here's a big thing in fading with, gray hair and black hair. The salt and pepper, you can see that he's, salt and pepperish. And he does use like a just for men. So, the salt and pepper will play tricks on you. Keep that in mind. But just do your best when fading someone who has the salt and pepper hair. And by going down with the grain with these trimmers or any clipper, it'll leave it longer. So that's one technique that I use when fading. When you go with the grain, it'll keep it longer than when you go against the grain. So we'll do some extra fading on each side. Again, what I like to do is like a rough draft, and I'll do a final copy after I sit them up. Before I let them go out the chair, we're gonna hit that mustache a little bit. Again, going down again with the grain will keep it longer, keep that mustache darker. So as demonstrated here, keeps it nice, dark, kind of lays the hair down instead of cutting it, going against the grain where it would be more prickly, a lot shorter, a lot lighter. When it comes to the corner of the mouth, I always hit those little guys, those little hairs, because nobody wants to be eating those hairs while they're eating their food. So we'll lay them back. Always catch a nice lineup when they're laying back, kind of just naturally. I try not to have them stretch too much because I think that affects the line. So, I just keep them laid back. We're going to use some Clubman's shaving cream. I'm going to not put this into the enhancement area, and I'm also not going to shave him underneath his neck because he bumps up. But I will get that shaving cream in all the areas where we hit the razor. So then I'll throw on the hot towel, get it nice and tight on his face, and get that on top of the mustache to soften up the hair. Now when I'm pressing, I stay off the cheeks. Okay, I stay off the cheeks because I don't want to take the enhancement off. So I'll press in all the areas that I know that the enhancement is not. So anywhere that the enhancement is not is where I will press. And I will clean off all the shaving cream. Mind you, while he's under the hot towel, that's when I might be checking my phone, checking appointments, checking my time, getting a fresh blade. So after we get them all cleaned up, I will bust out the blow dryer again, blow down the beard, dry it up, make sure everything's looking right. And then we will start the shave process, the final copy. Actually, my final copy isn't until I sit them up and I look in the mirror. I'm always checking my work in the mirror. So I like to just be extra thorough, take my time, really make sure that, everybody's happy with what they get when they leave my chair. These days I'm a slower barber. I don't like to sweat. For me, it's not about how many I can get in. For me, it's about customer service, quality. Um, so this is a 35-minute service, just to help you figure that out. So again, boom, since I already put my rough draft lines on and I've shaved pretty much a final copy, I will take the enhancements and I will spray more enhancement on top of the other enhancement that might have came off under the hot towel, or just to make my final copy with the enhancement. Fill in any spots, or maybe help cover up some of them grays. But that way, when he sits up and looks in that mirror, it's like, damn, I'm looking back to life. Um, so yeah, so we'll make sure we get a good, layer or two on there, on them cheeks and on them grays. Especially with these enhancements, man, and they're paying for it. I mean, for me, I like to make sure that it lasts. I'll also wipe the skin down with some alcohol before applying to clean off any excess oil, um, and then I'll apply. So here's a little trick here. This hairspray trick. Um, spray some of that. You've seen that I dried the hair in the enhancement and then applied the hairspray. Now I'm going to shape it with my hands. This is like one of them hacks where it's like, damn, how does that beard look so perfect? It's because you put a little hairspray in there, shape it, and then kink off any flyaways that won't stay, or any flyaways that just ain't looking right. So again, all right, boom, we got him set up into the mirror. He's looking right. I just see a couple things where I want to tap and enhance, fill in, make sure he's right for when he's about to get out the chair. Okay, checking my work. He's checking my work too. Right here, we're going to catch a couple, 2, 3 flyaways. All right, so then I just seen that I wanted to touch up in there, so I'll have him throw his tongue in that area to really open up the skin, stretch it out. And I won't go too hard, like I won't be pushing crazy amount of hair. Like I'm literally tapping, and then I let them release. So then I see what it looks like. All right, boom, I gotta go to the other side. Okay, that looks better. Open it back up. We're gonna touch it. Once you take the hair, it's a wrap. So you can always take more. That's major key. You can always take more hair. So this is like my final details here. We're gonna clean it up, get them all cleaned up with some alcohol, and that's about the final product. You see right there, I'll get any excess overspray from the enhancements off the skin, clean them up real well, clean up that skin, make sure that he's nice and disinfected. Get in all them areas where that razor was. But that's it. Customer service is key. I'm taking the extra mile to really dust them off, make sure there's no hairs on them. Also, like to shine that beard up real quick. Also, it smells good. That oil sheen is fire. Spray the beard, get that shine. Get a little bit up on that head there, shine him up so he's blinging. All right, and this is the final look, guys. Faded beard with enhancements. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you.